Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 4 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Talladega here for the Cup Series. No Xfinity race today, so the first time in a while we haven't had one of those. But obviously we come into this race, I think it was like 15 to the good at Sand, but we come through into qualifying. I decided to at least make an attempt at qualifying here to play track, but it was a complete waste of time. We hit a 49.3 and we qualify P40. So the same position that we qualified every time we've come to a plate track here in the Cup Series. So unfortunate, but we have Kevin Harvick, our teammate, actually joining us on the very far back row, but we obviously have some work to do for this race, and on the pole we got Chase Elliott, so let's get into it.
We're live at Talladega for the 1000bulbs.com 500. The playoffs are in full swing, and for those drivers in the playoffs, a win today would clinch a spot in the next round. Which drivers will steer clear of trouble and visit victory lane? Let's go down to the track and find out. NASCAR racing is next.
All right, thank you, Rick Allen. There you see Ryan Blaney looks a little bit slow today. He needs a good run to make it into the next round, and Kevin Harvick just doesn't look like himself, so another issue. Chase Elliott, he's on the outside looking in right now in the round of 12, trying to get into the round of 8. He starts up front on the pole, so a good potential opportunity here for the 9 car of Chase Elliott as we're ready to go green here for the middle race of the round of 12. The green flag is out, and we are underway here at Talladega Super Speedway. Kevin Harvick and myself on this far back row. 2 races in a row, actually, where no one's been sent to the back of the field. So impressive that everyone's actually passing an inspection late here in the season as we go down towards turns 1 for this opening lap here. They're already going 3 wide up ahead, so certainly the AI don't waste any time at all at Talladega. And I noticed that in NASCAR Heat 3, Daytona was always better than Talladega, but it actually feels like now Talladega is better than Daytona in NASCAR Heat 4, so certainly a bit of a change or shake up there. Now as we go down this back straightaway behind our teammate Kevin Harvick, I kind of wanted to see if I could work with Kevin early on in this race, because obviously myself and Harvick, the only 2 Stewart-Haas Racing drivers left in the playoffs right now. After the last round, both of our other teammates of Almirola and Clembora, they both got eliminated, unfortunately, so it's just myself and Harvick, and hopefully both of us can work together early on in this first stage to maybe move our way forwards, because obviously every point, like I said, in this round especially right now matters, and that's going to carry more over into the next one, even more significantly than this round. Now as we came through on lap 3, still pushing Kevin Harvick as we had moved up into P30 now as we go out of turns 4, heading down this front straightaway side by side with Keselowski, but the caution actually comes out here in Talladega just on the 3rd lap, so that's going to set us up for a restart here in the first stage. Chase Elliott, he was still leading at this point. Now as the green flag would come back out, we get right back into the action. Behind me you see our good old friend Kyle Larson, who is our rival, so that's certainly unfortunate there. We really want to get Larson away from being a rival, especially by Miami. That would be very nice. Now as we go down towards turns 1, 3 wide there between Harvick, Blaney, and Hamlin, I decided to play it safe and get down in behind Ryan Blaney, and it was a terrible idea because the 42 goes by on the outside. The 32 of LaJoy as well is going to carry through on the exit of turn 2 as we head down this back straightaway, so clearly a big mistake there on my part to deciding to go with the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Now as we go down this front or back straightaway, Chris Buescher looks to my inside, Landon Castle just behind me, Martin Truex Jr. here in the very back as well. He is not guaranteed right now as well on points, so certainly a lot of top drivers right now in the playoffs having a very rough start here to this race, including myself here as we exit turn 4, heading down this front straightaway. We're going to look to the inside though of the 37 of Buescher as we go through the trial. Will Chase Elliott continued to lead at this point now as we come through crossing the line, hitting lap 8 of 13, 6 laps to go in this first stage here at Talladega. Kyle Larson at this point on my outside as we come through the center of the corner, just on barely on that left rear. Now right up the left-hand side, Chris Buescher, as well as passing the 32 of Corey LaJoy for Go Fast Racing as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway behind the 96 of Parker Kligerman as we try to get to the back bumper of him to maybe give him a shot. We would continue moving our way forward, sure enough. Now as there's actually a spin in front of us there as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. Michael McDowell has gone spinning. The caution comes out, and that ends the first stage prematurely, about 2 or 3 laps early, I think it was. Now as Ty Dillon actually wins the stage. Chase Elliott, the pole sitter, lost a few positions, but he still got P4 now as we would pit for 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires, no stage points for us, which is not good at all as we get ready to start the second stage. And now stage 2 is underway here at Talladega Super Speedway. We are underway once again. Denny Hamlin here on our outside. We know Hamlin been a favorite all season long. He has the most wins right now of anyone in this career mode this season for our rookie season. Now as we have help from Ryan Blaney behind. Not a good restart, actually. Not a good launch at all from myself as we go down towards turns 1. Truex up the outside. A lot of the Joe Gibbs drivers are in good shape here in the playoffs, just like they are in real life. Eric Jones, the last episode at Dover, won his way into the round of 8, so he is already locked in. He does not have to worry here at Talladega. And then we got Hamlin, Truex, and Kyle Busch are all in still pretty solid shape. Now as we go down this back straightaway, cleared by the 37 of Chris Buescher as we head down into turns 3. And leading right now, Daniel Hemrick, a driver that's not returning to that car next year in real life. Certainly unfortunate for Hemrick. We don't really know what his future is. And obviously the car I'm driving, the 41 right now, we don't know what Daniel Suarez's future is. Hopefully the future is Suarez staying in that 41. That's my personal opinion. I think he will prove, maybe if he sticks around for that car next season, I think he will prove that he deserves to be in a top tier ride. It's just no one has really kept him around long enough to really get comfortable and be able to actually do something. Now as he come through turns 1 on the inside of the 88 of Alex Bowman. Now as we came through the trial here, still Hamlin on our outside as we come through, crossing the line at this point, completing the second lap. 11 laps to go here in the second stage as we go down towards turns 1. And now it was actually the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who had been leading. Now as Hamlin would get in front of us, we would just kind of fade in behind him, continuing to move forwards, but the caution again would come out here in this second stage. So a bit of a caution fest here today at Talladega. So now we would obviously get ready for a stage to restart here a little bit later in the second stage, as there's not going to be a lot of time left now as we get ready to go green here behind the 11. We've worked with Denny Hamlin in the past at plate tracks. Obviously, last time at Talladega, we actually kind of pushed Denny Hamlin to a victory here at Talladega. So obviously, if we have a chance, maybe we can definitely work with the 11 of Hamlin. We certainly like working with him. He's obviously one of my favorite drivers in real life as well. He's kind of like the third driver behind both Larson and Daniel Suarez. Now has come through turns 1 and turns 2. Blaney there in P14. We know that Blaney, like I said, he won the first 2 races of the first round of the playoffs. So Blaney definitely picked up some good playoff points there. Now as we would come through at this point though on lap 10 of 13, and the stage continuing to actually move forwards. We had gotten up inside towards the top 10 position now as we had been making some moves. Now as we came to 2 to go in the second stage, just running on this top lane behind the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Denny Hamlin just in front of us now as we give the 48 just a tiny little shove. Now as there's actually a crash behind us as the caution's going to come out here with 2 to go in the stage, and continuing to get cautions here in Talladega, but thankfully we haven't been a part of them. There's been quite a few wrecks, but we had McDowell spin in front of us earlier, McMurray just behind us right now, as once again we pit for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires and get ready to go green here for the third and final stage at Talladega Superspeedway. Ryan Truex just in front of us as the green flag is back on. Once again, we are underway for the third and final stage. It's going to be 20 laps to go here in Talladega now for this third stage. So definitely plenty of time for us to just make sure we get up towards front. There's plenty of time for us to fall back and get cleaned down the big one. You never know now, as it certainly doesn't really seem like that what I've played on play track so far. The AI don't really seem to cause big ones very much anymore, which is kind of disappointing. In NASCAR 3, they would have a mechanical failure and just wipe out half the field a few times. And most of them were just kind of about 5 to 10 car wrecks, but certainly it did happen, but it doesn't really seem to happen very much anymore in this game, which is something else that's kind of unfortunate. Now as we come through turns 3 of the inside of the 22 of Logano, making it 3 wide with Truex as well as Kyle Busch. Now as we exit turn 4, heading down this front straightaway, 3 by 3 behind us now as we go towards the trial with Denny Hamlin trying to get up towards that front. Now as we came through on lap 29, I decided, you know what, we're going to try and get experimental here and move up to the top lane as we came through turns 3 and turn 4. Matt DiBenedetto followed by Denny Hamlin. They're going through on the bottom at this point now as we came through, actually losing time because I made this move to the outside, so certainly regretting that. Now is there's trouble again behind us. Paul Menard's having issues as he goes up into the outside wall. Kyle Busch involved as he was getting crowded into the outside wall by Menard. The caution once again comes out here in Talladega, and this is going to force another restart on us now, as there's been a lot of restarts here today at Talladega. None of them have really gone exactly according to plan now as we get ready to go green once again. Now as the green flag is back on, this time it's only going to be about 14 or so laps to go once we cross the line. Denny Hamlin on that front row with, I believe, Matt DiBenedetto as we go down towards turns 1. Certainly a bit more of a wild Talladega race here in NASCAR Heat 4 now as we are on the inside of the 8 of Daniel Hemrick, and we have quite a few drivers up front right now that we don't usually see. We got DiBenedetto, who does have a win this season at Sonoma, but for the most part he hasn't been up inside like the top 5. But we got Ryan Truex, Matt Tifft, Daniel Hemrick, David Reagan, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Obviously, Stenhouse we expect to run good at plate tracks, but here he is running up front as well. So a lot of potential here for someone to sneak in a victory like Ryan Preece did at the Daytona 500 earlier this season, as that was really the one that got him into the playoffs. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made it at all. Now it's come through turns 3 and turns 4 on the inside of the 8 of Hamrick, but not a lot of momentum as we exit the corner. Now Brad Keselowski is going to come through on the outside to make a pass. Gets clear of me, so we would actually fade in behind him, and now Boyer, he would get clear of me, so I decided to follow him. But we actually got to the back of him on the back straightaway, and that completely killed my momentum to keep control of the car, because it certainly unsettled the car, and we lost so much speed from that we started dropping like a rock through turns 3 and turns 4. And certainly, like I said, every point matters in this round, and we were losing time. We had fallen all the way down to P23 behind the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Joey Logano had lost a bunch of time as well due to that moment, but we come through now on lap 38, trying to rebound up inside the top 20 at this point behind the 24 of William Byron. Now is there smoke up ahead as we go down towards the triangle, and it's the 72 of Ryan Truex who goes sliding into the outside wall, but he hangs on to it, but the caution comes out anyways, and that's actually the 71, I should mention. Now, as we would come to the pit lane, I was trying to figure out what I should do, and I decided on 2 tires, and that ended up being the right call as we get ready to go green once again here in Talladega. The green flag is back out, and we are underway now. At this point, less than 10 laps to go. A lot of the racing has actually been taken out because of these cautions here today, as there's only 6 laps to go at Talladega Superspeedway from P15 as we push LaJoie into the corner. He's going 3 wide, actually 4 wide for a brief moment, with Austin Dillon on the far outside now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Like I said, no one being really afraid to be aggressive here today at Talladega. 3 by 3 by 3 just in front of us now as we're going to go to the far outside lane down this back straightaway. And you know what? We're going to do a quick crank it up while we're at it here in Talladega.
Now. Inside. Still there, inside. 5 to go, you got this. Got a car coming inside now. Got one down low now.
Alright, there was your crank it up here at Talladega Superspeedway, still running down here in the 20s, now P22, as we go down this back straightaway behind the 1 car of Kurt Busch as we go down through turns 3, not really getting through the field like we would like to, as Daniel Hemrick continued to lead the way at this point now as we just continue to struggle late in this race. But sure enough, we would finally get to the inside as we had just 2 laps to go at this point, coming through turns 4 of the inside of the 20 of Jones. Into my mirror, I saw a car sliding to the outside wall, and the caution once again comes out here in Talladega as we were coming to the final lap. This will force overtime, which is a good chance for us because we weren't going anywhere. Still P21 here behind our teammate of Kevin Harvick as we get ready to go green for NASCAR overtime in the middle race of the round of 12 now as the green flag is back out, and once again we are underway here in Talladega Superspeedway. We haven't really had the best race obviously now, as stage 1 we didn't get points, stage 2 I think we snuck in a few points now, as it's once again not a great launch for myself on this restart. We struggled with restarts today, which has been unfortunate now as we come through turns 1, and that's certainly going to cost us here on overtime. Martin Truex Jr. you saw behind us, so another playoff driver not going to have a good run here today. Chase Elliott, he has struggled as well ever since that first stage ended now as we go down this back straightaway using that draft from the 48. We're going to look to the inside of Jimmy Johnson now as there you see Elliott running P19 with a lap and a half to go here at Talladega as we go down towards turn 3. Brendan Gaughan leading the way, but Matt Benedetto is trying to get up there as well, I believe, and so is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as we come through turns 3 and on the exit of turns 4 on the inside of now Austin Dillon as we continue to push the 9 of Chase Elliott as we go through the triangle. Obviously now we know we're not really going to be in contention to win this race now as we come through to start the final lap at Talladega. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all the way down to the double yellow line, and he is trying to make some moves for the lead. Matt Benedetto, it looks like, leads away as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 on this final lap here. Keselowski on the outside, Chase Elliott and William Byron side by side in front of us as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway for the final time. Up ahead you see Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, other other playoff contenders, trying to get every point they can get to make sure they're okay going into the next race at Kansas for the cutoff. Now as we go down towards turns 3 and turns 4, DiBenedetto to the top and Stenhouse to the bottom. Now as we go through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time, Stenhouse clear of Matt DiBenedetto as they exit turn 4. Stenhouse looking for win number 3 of his NASCAR Cup Series careers around the outside now at the 9 of Chase Elliott as we come through the tribal using the draft from the 18 of Kyle Busch. As we're going to look to the outside of him, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. wins in Talladega as we come through. Did not complete the pass on the 18 to Kyle Busch and get P12 here at Talladega. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets career win number 3. So a very solid job for him. And as usual, it's on a plate track. There's Kyle Larson all the way down to P33. Unfortunate for him, but we come out of here 21 points to the good going into Kansas. As you guys know in the past, I've always struggled at Kansas, so I'm not quite sure exactly how that one's going to go for us quite yet. But I didn't quite have a quote after this race, but there you see a NASCAR Heat 4 little news quote there on your screen saying drivers are warming up to us now as we have a message.
You raced really clean these last few races. I'm impressed. Good job.
Thank you, Daniel Suarez. Now, as we have Joey Logano saying we're clean drivers, so thank you to him as well, and Michael McDowell. So we actually have some drivers happy with us, and it's hopefully we're going to have Daniel Suarez here in the career mode soon. That's the only reason. That's the only downside of me racing the 41 is that one of my favorite drivers, tied for my favorite driver, doesn't get to be in the career mode with us. Now, as always, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this episode. And the next one, we decide the round of 12, the round of 8. This is the round of 12 that we're in, so we're going to decide the cutoff for it, and the 8 drivers that will be remaining in the playoffs. We're not really safe. We're only 21 points to the good at Kansas. I can easily give up 21 points at Kansas, so it's not going to be easy. Truex only 9 to the good. Elliott's still in, so it's going to get interesting there. So 5th on up is pretty good, but as always, like I said, I'll see you guys in the next one, so thank you everybody for watching, and have yourselves a great day.